So we did something really fun last November that we haven't really shared with anyone yet because it was really personal, and I guess it took us some time to kind of digest it, and we're ready to come out and just kind of talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
We had hypnosis done with someone named Robert. He actually reached out to us to get this done. Him and his partner Joanna. They have their own hypnosis company, and I've never been hypnotized before. Have you?
No.
So it was really interesting. You want to share your story first?
Well, I've been kind of open about it. I talked about it a couple of times, like on the podcast with David and whatnot. But hypnosis is something that's kind of been in the back of my mind for like the last year or so. That's been kind of eating at me. But I'm honestly a little bit scared, a little bit nervous because of all the healing and energy work and whatnot that I've done on my spiritual path. I still have some stuff buried deep down in there from my childhood that is buried underneath my conscious awareness and my subconscious that I'm having a hard time digging up and processing. So when this opportunity was presented to us, I said, yeah, I'll absolutely, go under hypnosis. So it was interesting because I didn't go all the way under. I was kind of afraid that I was gonna go so far under that I would have no idea what's going on and who knows what I would say. But maybe I could have gone all the way under, but I had to pee really bad. I made the mistake of chugging a bottle of water, but I still went semi under. It was interesting. I decided, because they asked me, do you want to do a past life regression or childhood trauma?
Yeah, they ask you what you want to look into. They have a huge variety of different things. It's not just past lives, or it could be just anything that you want to really find out.
Yeah.
Basically, it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
So you wanted to ask about maybe something that happened in your childhood that you maybe still needed to heal from that you don't remember.
Yeah. And it was actually kind of interesting because I don't even really think I got that answer. Because when you go under hypnosis, it's, I guess, to a certain extent, you really don't know what's going to come through. But when it started out, I know I had one earbud in, and I was having a difficult time understanding what the guy was saying. And this is the weird part, because I was listening to him talk, and in the beginning, I couldn't understand anything that he was saying. And I'm sitting here going, man, how is this supposed to work? I can't understand this guy. I'm getting a little bit nervous.
You have a little bit of an accent because they're not in the United States. They are, I believe, in the UK. So it was a Zoom call.
Yeah, and but about 5 minutes in, finally I hear him say, "Do you see it?" And I said, "See what?" And he said, "The flower." So I brought to mind a picture of a flower, and I said, "Yes, I see it." He said, "How tall is it?" I said, "No, about 3 feet." And then he said, "What color is it?" And I said, "Pink and white." I'm just making this up in my head. And then from that moment, I could understand everything the dude said. And it was very interesting. I've never really, that I'm aware of, been in this state. That I'm aware of. I mean, I meditate all the time, so I've just never had anybody talking to me when I'm kind of under like this, because I was fully conscious, and I could kind of hang back and hear myself talking and kind of observe it, but I could interject at any given time if I wanted to. But it was just interesting how he could ask questions, and I could just sit back and listen to myself talk. And we ended up finding out some interesting things, hearing some very interesting things come through.
I was in the room with him because I wanted to see what would happen or what he would say, just in case if he didn't remember or things like that, because we had no idea really what to expect going into this. I was like, well, if you don't remember anything, I'm going to be in there and I'm going to listen. It was insane. The things he was saying was crazy. Cool, crazy. It was, you could tell his whole entire tone of the way he talks, it changed, and he was channeling his higher self. It was absolutely insane. I had like the chills. It was remarkable, honestly. Like I was blown away, and the things you were saying, it was just, that wasn't you. Like it was you, but it wasn't you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You in this dimension. It wasn't. Wow. Like I literally don't know what else to say. It was such a cool experience to just sit there and listen.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm actually still a little bit nervous to like do anything like that again. I've kind of said, okay, I got a little taste of that, so I'm gonna kind of take a step back and let all that sink in and settle in before I decide to do anything like that again, you know. But yeah, it was very interesting. I haven't even really watched it back yet. I'm thinking about whenever it feels like the time is right, I'll go back and do it again, and I won't chug a bottle of water next time.
Well, they do say that if you have to get up and go to the restroom, you can. And they say when you come back, you usually go further, deeper in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what Joanna said, because then I had my session after him a couple days later, and I was nervous because I was sick. So I was like, I'm not sure if I'll even be able to be put into hypnosis or anything like that. But I was like, oh, well, I'll just do it anyways, because maybe by me being sick, it'll help me relax, close my eyes, and rest. And mine was interesting because my question had to do with what karma do I still have left here on Earth? And OMG, it's kind of like, so it starts off, she'll put you into a meditation, and you're just laying there, and they will walk you through, like, okay, envision you're doing this, you're doing that, and next thing I knew, it's almost like you're dreaming, but you're awake. Like you're fully aware of what's going on, but it's almost like when you're about to fall asleep and go into your dreamland, and you think you're just imagining things. This is showing you something. And for me, mine was emotional. I was crying the whole time. I was purge crying. And for me, I guess that was something I really needed to release. And
yours was past life, wasn't it?
Mine was past life. Yes. Very intense. And then it was done, and it went by like this. It was, how long is it? An hour and a half, right? And it feels like maybe 30 minutes.
I mean, I was working.
Or no, maybe, I think it's 2 hours long, the session. And it went by fast.
I do remember that about mine. I remember it felt like I was laying there for maybe 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's that long.
Yeah, so
anyways, we wanted to give a shout out to Robert and Joanna. If you guys want to book a hypnosis session, it's a distance session. So all you have to do is get on a Zoom call with them. They will schedule you what days and stuff. You can go to the website soulwingsguidance.com, and we'll put that in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, he's amazing. He's such a cool guy. He wanted me to let you guys know if you can't afford his prices, he's willing to even work with you guys. So I'll also put his email address down there too, so you can contact him if you are having financial, you just financially can't afford it, but you feel like you really need this session. I think it's really cool, and I want to hear you get another one because insane. I don't even want to like ruin it, but you guys should just do it because you don't know what's going to come out. You don't know what you're going to say, but definitely you want to try. It's like you got to do it at least once in your life.
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't know where to even go and find this. Like this came to us, and
that's the main reason why I chose to do it, because it's been nagging at me for a couple of years. But that's one of those things where kind of like getting readings. I don't get readings. I don't go search for readings. But every once in a while, somebody will be brought to me and offer me a reading. And if I feel it's right, I'll accept it. So this is one of those kind of things that it felt like it was being brought to me. because there was something I needed to hear. But I think I'm still, when it comes to like my soul essence and my assignment in this life and where I came from, I still don't think I'm prepared to handle all that yet. Not 100%, because I'm still nervous.
Well, that was definitely something that did come through for you, that this is your first life here on earth.
Yeah. And so we kind of ended up hearing something interesting through that session. I got to add this, that like I said, I was fully conscious and could interject at any given time. So there was this one part in the hypnosis session where the guy I was in like the middle of a big field, and I saw off in the distance a being of light wearing like a robe or a cloak, and he had me walk up to this being and talk to him, and he told me to ask my home planet. And I asked, what's my home planet? And the letters XENIA, like big bold letters, came across my line of vision. And I thought, that sounds stupid. Don't say that. So, like I said, I could interject at any given time, so I made up a lie. And I said, there's not a word for it. That was a lie. I thought, that sounds stupid. Don't say that. That's not a planet. You're going to sound like an idiot. Don't say that. So I made up a little lie, and I said, there's not a word for it. And then a couple of weeks later, we got to talking about it again, and I said, oh, by the way, you remember when I said there wasn't a word for my home planet? I kind of made that up because I was embarrassed. There is a word for it, but I didn't want to say it because it sounds stupid. And I told her it was spelled XENIA. And she went to Google and looked it up, and it's a damn planet. And I was like, oh my God. It's like an Earth-like planet with rings around it. I was like, holy whoa. I'm not prepared for all that yet.
You don't want to just go with your gut and just say, when you're in those things. And they record it, and they will send it to you afterwards too. So even if you do forget something, it's cool because you just always watch it back.
Yeah.
I haven't watched mine back yet because I was crying so much. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's my experience. That's really all I remember from it right now. Yeah. But it was totally cool. The link's in the description of the video if y'all want to check it out. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, I just want to say thank you, Robert and Joanna. You guys are awesome, and we really appreciate you guys doing that for us. So you guys go check them out.
Thank you. Stay blessed.